All right, for this video, we're going to kind of talk about how we start to build our cylinder, right? For the skill set test, we're going to go to 6 inches tall, but learning how to stack and attach coils is going to be good for anything that you build. A couple things, I have this base slab that we cut out earlier on a board, which is set on top of a banding wheel, and so I can move and spin this very easily. A couple of other tools I'll need that wood utility knife to help make sure that my coils are the right length and cut them off if I need them. I'm going to grab a plastic triangle, which is going to help us make sure that we're building these walls straight up and down. And then we're going to grab what's called a scoring tool, or which looks like a lot of pronged fork up here. And I also will need a bottle of water. That water acts as almost creates glue to help this clay come together. So I'm going to bring the camera in here a little bit so we can show you kind of the process of taking these coils that I rolled earlier and attaching them onto this base. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this kind of pronged tool, right? And what we're going to do is I'm going to score the edges of these, the edges of this base cylinder, or the base slab that we have for our cylinder. Okay. Now you can see I am actually putting pressure down, actually making marks, creating almost these little crumblies, right? And these crumblies, very scientific term, is really what we want, because that's what's gonna help this clay stick together. If you're scoring, okay, and your scoring marks are really, really light or really soft, or you can't barely see anything, that's not really a good thing, right? We want to actually score these, this clay, make marks. So I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna grab this coil now, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to score one side of this coil, again, deep enough and with enough score marks that it looks really roughed up. It has all of those little kind of crumblies. So that's gonna help our clay stick together. From here, I'm gonna spray my coil, and I'm gonna bring that coil up towards my cylinder. I'm here, I'm kind of wrapping it around, and I'm gonna cut off any of this extra that I think that I don't need. It doesn't need to be perfect right now, because we're gonna bring this plastic triangle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this flat part is against the wood, and I'm going to be pushing this up against the coil, helping me know that this coil is stacked directly on top of the slab. I'm here if I need to adjust it out, if I need to adjust it in, that's what we're going to do. You can see that my coil cracked in a couple of spots. That's okay, right? We're gonna be smoothing these out anyway, and so some of these cracks that might happen here, we'll take note of them as we stack coils, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay? Once I have this coil, what I believe is stacked right on top, I'm gonna lightly kind of pat and press that coil down, kind of working those score marks together to help keep this clay together. And now we have our first coil on our cylinder.